Welcome back to the CBC News Network. A BC woman says her human rights were violated because she was forced to dress provocatively for her job. The BC Human Rights Tribunal will hear the complaint, and depending on the outcome, it could amount, as we say, to a breach of her human rights. Andrew Nichols is more on the story. Andrew, who is she, and what are the details of this case?
Her name is Carolina Bill, and she worked at a place called the Shark Club restaurant in the Vancouver suburb of Richmond. We've got some video here to show you of the club, and she says that she was required to wear clothes that elicited propositions from some of the patrons. And look, so she was told to wear high heels, she was told to wear miniskirts, she was told to wear a shirt that would show lots of cleavage. She also was told to have her hair down. She at one point had her hair up, and they asked her to put it down. And so she says as a result of all of this, she was propositioned, she was hit on by some of the patrons, and now she is claiming that she was discriminated based on her gender, and she's taking this complaint to the BC Human Rights Tribunal.
Okay, so has her employer, the Shark Club, said anything about her complaint?
They have. They've said, look, we have a policy at this club whereby if you have complaints of this nature, you can take it to the managers and say, look, I don't feel this is appropriate, I don't feel I should have to dress this way. But she doesn't have to do that. She can take the complaint right to the BC Human Rights Tribunal. And I know you're going to ask me this, because it does beg the question, well, what about other establishments like Hooters, for instance, where, you know, the waitresses are
where they're not wearing smocks, let's put it that way.
They're not wearing smocks, that's right, yeah. It's scantily clad at best, you know. What about a place like that? Or, I mean, if you want to take the extreme example, a strip club where...
Where what, Andrew?
Where they're not wearing much at all either. So what about those kind of establishments?
Again, they're not wearing a smock.
No, not wearing a smock. But the idea is that at those establishments, there's a certain expectation of a certain level of dress or undress, but at just a regular restaurant, that expectation
I don't know, Andrew. You got to think about, is there a dress code? Was everybody required to do this? Was it just women and not men who had a dress code?
Yeah,
you know, and how much did you know when you accepted the job? I mean, all of those are questions, right?
They are questions. Different treatment and expectations of male and female employees, according to this woman. And also, she said that they only hired female servers, and all of the supervisors were blonde.
Odd.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, and just one last point is this this Human Rights Tribunal. It's separate from the legal system, but they do have the authority to implement, is it punishment or some kind of damages. So if she were to win the case, I suspect that they could force the club to pay her a certain amount of money.
Well, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what the Human Rights Tribunal decides, and then what the club decides to do behind that. I mean, it could actually appeal or take it somewhere else, I'm assuming.
No,
so.
but yeah, there are all kinds of questions. You know, what does a club have the right to do in terms of telling its employees how to dress or how to behave?
Okay, Andrew, thank you.
Okay.